this. All right, so we're going to be doing how to get up from different positions. So if we're in a grappling situation and we want to be able to get up quickly, especially if someone else is coming, or if I just don't like being on the ground with someone on top of me. So the first thing we'll talk about is if we're in this situation, and he's down inside my guard. Now, if his head is in this position, like if he's punching at me, I can kind of protect against these punches and stuff, and I'm controlling his head so he can't posture up and start punching me. So I want to control this. But if I want to stand up from this position, sometimes it's difficult. So what I'm going to do is take his head and I'm going to shove it down into the ground over here. And then I'm going to try to scoot back, get my hand to this position, and stand up and base. Let's try that on the other hand. Sometimes, too, another thing, it's not always that easy to just shove his head that way because he'll resist. So sometimes I'll shove his head this way, and when he resists, I push it down. And you may have to do many scoots, but I'm going to be pushing this down, try to straighten my arm, pull that leg out, and hold him in that position. Another way, if he is postured up, I'm going to put my hand in his neck. If this is just grappling, I could even grab the gi and hold the gi across here to keep him up, or I could even just frame his chest if I'm not doing this, but the easiest way is to do this. Now sometimes if he's down, I could hip up, get that hand, and if he pushes into me, it's going to bother him. So I get to this position. So if he pushes, I have this stopping him, my straight arm, and I have my arm behind me. And as he pushes, it shouldn't matter, I'm going to stand up and base again. Now if he's in the half guard, like we're in here, and I have one leg around his one leg, I'm still blocking all these punches and everything, right? And I've got his head. So if he punches with this arm, I've got this. If he punches with the other arm, I'm blocking it here too. And then I can control the head too. Either way. So when I want to stand up from this position, I'm going to take this far side hand and I'm going to hip up and shove his head to the ground again. Get this hand and pull this leg out. Real similar to what we did before. And I can also do that, maybe let's spin this way, where he's on my side. If I can get my body up and shove his head off to that side, I can stand up in this position. Sometimes, from the side position, if he postures up, I can push him away this way and stand up also. And another thing to think about, like it's easiest from this guard position, but if he's on mount, I can elbow escape, if you know how to elbow escape, and then if he postures, and I stand up in position. So those are some ways to stand up from a grappling situation.